What's up guys, Pratima here, and today I have two of the best compact phones right now, the newly launched Xiaomi 15 and the Samsung Galaxy S25. So which Chotu phone should you buy in 2025? Well, I have been testing both of these side by side for more than a week now, and I found some really interesting things about both these phones. There are some areas where Samsung pulls ahead, some areas where Xiaomi clearly does a better job, and some areas where both of them are so damn similar. So let me start with the similarities, and I've got to say their build quality is so similar in a lot of ways. They both have a nice soft matte finish with aluminum frames, an official IP68 rating, and a USB 3.2 port for high-speed data transfers. The Xiaomi 15 is slightly bigger and slightly heavier than the S25, but both of them are still a pretty comfortable phone which I can easily use with one hand, no problem. For protection against scratches and drops, the Galaxy S25 has Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on both the sides, although Xiaomi has not specified what glass it's using at the back here. The Xiaomi 15 uses something called Xiaomi Shield Glass on its display, which is apparently 10 times tougher than Gorilla Glass Victus first gen we saw on the Xiaomi 14. Now, I am not going to do a drop test, but that does sound pretty promising. Now, talking more about similarities, the Xiaomi 15 and the Galaxy S25's display is also quite similar. Both of them have a solid AMOLED panel with excellent colors, a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, and evenly thin bezels on all the four sides, and a super responsive ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Yes, the Xiaomi 15 finally has an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, so it works just fine even when your fingers are wet, oily, or dirty. Plus, if you're someone who is sensitive to screen flickering, then you will love what Xiaomi has to offer, since this guy supports both DC dimming and high PWM dimming, unlike the Galaxy S25. The Xiaomi 15 also has a much higher peak brightness compared to the Galaxy S25. Now, this is clearly noticeable when I was watching HDR video, especially those mastered in Dolby Vision, because that's missing on Samsung phones entirely. However, when I took these phones outdoors on a sunny day, the Galaxy S25 got much brighter. Alright, let me now talk about a couple of areas where the Xiaomi 15 is just too much to handle for the S25, like the battery. Here, Xiaomi has managed to fit a massive 5400 mAh battery inside by utilizing the silicon carbon technology, which is slimmer and has higher energy density than regular lithium-ion batteries. Hence, with the big battery inside, I am comfortably getting 7 hours of screen on time here versus like 5.5 hours of screen on time on the S25. Plus, the Xiaomi 15 also fills up much faster as well. It supports 90-watt wireless charging versus Samsung's 25-watt and 50-watt wireless charging versus Samsung's 15-watt. You also get a 90-watt power brick inside the box itself with Xiaomi, but with Samsung, you will need to buy a charger separately. I also found the Xiaomi 15 to be better at a couple of other stuff. For example, the vibration feedback is slightly better implemented here than on the Galaxy S25. They both have nice, crisp haptics, but on the Xiaomi 15, it feels a little more livelier across the UI. Similarly, Xiaomi 15 speakers also sound noticeably fuller, more detailed, and even with a hint of bass compared to the Galaxy S25. Now, when it comes to gaming too, I'm going to have to side with the Xiaomi 15 by a slight margin. Since both of these phones are powered by the flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, as you can see from this chart, I was getting similar FPS numbers between them, be it in games like PUBG Mobile or Genshin Impact. However, if you look at their temperatures, the Xiaomi 15 is marginally cooler. It never went above 40 degrees Celsius, while the Galaxy S25 got as hot as 43 degrees in Genshin Impact. Okay, now let me talk about a few things where the Galaxy S25 is simply better than the Xiaomi 15. And first of all, it has to be the software experience. The One UI 7 is just so much better as compared to HyperOS 2.0. The new quick settings menu, the new multitasking page looks so much fresh and fun, and the system animations have gotten better too. Plus, it will also continue to get better over time since Samsung promises 7 years of updates with the Galaxy S25 series versus Xiaomi's 4 years of HyperOS software commitment. Samsung is also ahead of Xiaomi in the AI game. Xiaomi 15 does have a couple of cool AI features of its own, like the dynamic wallpaper for a cool lock screen effect and a few other ones to edit your images, whereas the Galaxy S25 can do all of that and so much more. I just love the way Samsung has integrated them across every corner of the UI. Like how I can access all those editing features inside the Gallery app, improve my grammar with Samsung's keyboard app, summarize web pages, so on and so forth. Another area where the Samsung Galaxy S25 wins big is in the camera department. Even though Samsung did not bring any hardware upgrades this year, its software optimization is still a bit ahead. The Xiaomi 15 does bring a new telephoto lens this time, but it's actually a downgrade. Instead of the 3.2x telephoto lens with a 75mm focal length on the Xiaomi 14, we are now getting a 2.6x lens with a smaller 60mm focal length. Now, Xiaomi does have all the Leica power backing it, including those Sumilux lenses with a large aperture for maximum light intake, but the software optimization is where the Xiaomi 15 fumbles a little bit. During daytime, I did manage to shoot a bunch of fantastic photos from both of these phones with good details, good dynamic range, punchy contrast, and nice colors. It even handles the details around the shadows nicer than the Galaxy S25 sometimes. But like in 6 out of 10 photos, I found that Xiaomi prefers to lift the exposure level to an unnecessary degree, which makes the image look kind of flat and unnatural. It also has some difficulty in accurately processing red and yellow hues, which is not much of a problem for the Galaxy S25. I took all of these shots in the Leica Vibrant preset, by the way, and not the Leica Authentic mode, which makes the images even more contrasty and vignette-y. I am not that happy with Xiaomi's ultra-wide camera either, and I think its 2.6x zoom lens could have been better optimized too. Since compared to the Galaxy S25, both of these lenses on Xiaomi have noticeably worse highlight and exposure control on most of the occasions. This 2.6x lens on the Xiaomi 15 can, however, take some nice macro photos, which is entirely missing on the Galaxy S25. But switching this telephoto lens to click portraits, Samsung's optimization is just better. The way it maintains the skin tone and highlights to look natural, it's just so good. Whereas the Xiaomi 15's portraits are a bit contrasty, sometimes slightly over-sharpened, and how it renders skin tones looks a bit off as well. Now, if you zoom in, you can see Samsung's portraits do have a softer output since it's been taken from a 10 megapixel sensor versus 50 megapixel on Xiaomi, but overall the portraits just look nicer from the S25. By the way, I also like how Samsung lets me shoot portraits at multiple focal lengths between 24mm and 67mm, while the Xiaomi 15 only provides 4 focal lengths to compose my shot. And like the portraits, I like the Galaxy S25 selfies more since the Xiaomi 15 is yet again inconsistent with the skin tone and contrast levels. But I must admit, it's a complete opposite when I compare these phones during low light conditions. The Xiaomi 15's nighttime images generally have better details, colors, exposure, and noise control compared to Samsung. And how well it processes highlights like light sources in particular is even more impressive. On the other hand, the Galaxy S25's low-light photos can occasionally turn out grainy and not as detailed, especially those from the ultra-wide and telephoto lens. The low-light videos from the Xiaomi 15 are also better from the primary camera when shooting at 4K 60fps, but for some reason, its ultra-wide videos at night are quite bad. I mean, really bad. Now, I'm not wowed with Samsung's nighttime ultra-wide videos either, but I do hope Xiaomi works on the update to fix this issue. The regular daytime videos from both of them are pretty similar, though the S25's videos are a bit warm and the Xiaomi 15's videos are a bit contrasty, although things like stabilization are pretty decent on both of them. The Galaxy S25 manages nicer colors and slightly smoother videos now and then, but you get the idea. I can also take log videos from these two, and I can switch between all 3 rear cameras in the middle of recording a 4K 60fps video. The Galaxy S25 even lets me switch to the selfie camera, which is such a nice thing to have if you're a vlogger. And talking about selfie videos, you can see that the Xiaomi 15 does have a wider field of view, but it once again fumbles with things like skin tone and contrast. On top of all this, I also find Samsung's camera app a lot more easy and intuitive to use as well. It even has a couple of useful features like virtual aperture to control depth of field in a shot. There's audio eraser to get rid of unwanted background noise in a video, and also smart filters that let me create a unique tone and aesthetics for my photos. The Xiaomi 15 has a bunch of classic Leica filters too. I absolutely love the black and white shots like these, and I can even create my own photographic style here. But I always find Xiaomi's camera app to be sometimes just confusing to use. Alright everybody, so let me wrap it all up, and I just want to say that I absolutely love how compact phones have gotten so damn incredible in 2025. The iPhone 16 is an obvious exception, but if you've always wanted to buy a cute compact phone, these are the two best options right now. And even if you look at this overall chart, both of these phones score the same points. The only big difference between these phones is that you get slightly better cameras and software experience on the S25, and on the Xiaomi 15 you get a slightly better battery and speakers. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I had higher hopes with the Xiaomi 15's cameras because its more expensive version, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, has much better camera optimization. So I think a couple of software updates should fix most of those issues that I talked about in this video. Anyway, one thing to consider is that the Xiaomi 15 is also slightly cheaper than the S25 right now, but I genuinely think you should wait for a couple of months if you're thinking of buying these phones, because during sales and offers, both of these phones will get a significant price cut, just like how we saw on the Xiaomi 14 and the Galaxy S24 last year. With this, everybody, we've come to the end of this video. Which one would you go for, the Xiaomi 15 or the Samsung Galaxy S25? Do let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Saying this, I'm Pratima, and I'll see you in my next video.